So, what are the best parts of being a combat medic? Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Kylie, just another Army vet. I enlisted in the Army as a medic in the early 2000s, and I just recently medically retired. We're here today to talk about what are the 5 best parts or top perks of being an Army combat medic. This video will be a part of my medic playlist. If you like these kind of videos, then it would be a huge help if you could like, subscribe, and even comment. This helps me grow my channel, so thank you. The first perk is getting to do medical coverage when the Army has events such as large chain of command ceremonies, division runs, and other special events and training that they need to have medics to do med coverage in case somebody gets hurt or needs medical assistance. I had the opportunity to pull med coverage at a Papa Roach concert that took place on Wiesbaden Army Airfield in Germany when I was a medic there. I volunteered to pull med coverage with another medic, and I was planning on going to the concert anyway, so why not? The only catch was that we had to be there in uniform and we couldn't drink, which was fine, no big deal. And on top of that, we got to get some comp time out of it. That was a fun experience, and I even got to meet the band afterwards. When there are large chain of command ceremonies or unit runs, such as at brigade level and higher, they always need medics to pull med coverage. Now, one thing about being in the military is that it is guaranteed you will eventually end up in a change of command ceremony or a change of responsibility, which are not fun at all, especially if you're enlisted. Ask any junior enlisted soldier about what it's like to stand in one of these ceremonies, and they will give you an earful. You are standing for sometimes an hour or more at parade rest and attention, and these officers are giving these 20-minute plus long-winded speeches that could have been done in 5 minutes. It's 100 degrees out and the mosquitoes are coming after you and you're baking in the sun and soldiers are like dropping like flies every 5 minutes. That's when the medics come in. If you are lucky enough to be pulling med coverage, then you get to skip standing in formation, which is a huge plus. You get to hide out of sight behind a hedgerow or some trees, and you get to go and treat soldiers who pass out. The same thing goes for brigade or division runs. If you've ever been in a formation run with thousands of soldiers, you can agree it can be the worst. Unless you truly love running and are a fan of the slinky effect and sore knees, then volunteer to pull coverage if your unit gets tasked with it. Or you may end up on med coverage because you are the slowest runner in your company and your unit doesn't want to be embarrassed by you. That happens a lot. Second perk, getting to go to the different ranges. You'll have the opportunity to cover ranges such as the M9, Mark 19, 50 cal, SAW, etc. As soon as you get to the range, just ask the NCOIC or OIC if you and your other medic can fire the weapons. They almost always say yes. And honestly, a lot of the times you don't even have to ask. They just offer it to you, especially if you aren't in their unit. You are there helping and supporting them in med coverage, and they respect you as the doc. Take advantage of getting behind some of these weapons. It's so much fun. The third perk is that there's a huge variety of duty assignments and locations that you can be stationed. Nearly every duty location and unit will need a medic. There are only a handful of locations that don't have any medic slots. You could end up being a line medic in a striker unit in Bielefeld, Germany, working at a MEPS location in California, or doing med coverage for the Ranger students at England Air Force Base in Florida. Or you could be working sick call for the basic training soldiers at the Troop Medical Clinic at Fort Jackson, or you may be a treatment medic working in a Charlie Med in a BSB at Fort Stewart. Or you may end up working on the floor or the ER at Tripler Army Medical Center in Hawaii, or maybe even working as a flight medic at NTC. The possibilities are endless. The fourth perk is having some advantages when you go to the field, which can oftentimes happen in bad weather conditions. Typically, when medics go to the field, they will have access to their vehicles and or the aid station. This can depend on what kind of unit you are currently with, though. You will almost always have a covered place to sleep, and you may be lucky enough to be able to warm up or cool off in the aid station, which may have heat and AC. That will depend on the aid station's level, though. The fifth and final perk is that you get to go on some unique and fun missions. I got to spend a few weeks TDY at Yuma Proving Ground pulling med coverage for a new satellite system the Army was developing. That mission got cut short, though, when the government shut down. I also got to go TDY to the Republic of Georgia back in the summer of 2008 with a small team of medics. The U.S. military had a mission where it was training the Georgian Army. I got to pull med coverage and be with the Marines and be their doc while they took the Georgian soldiers out in Humvees for driver's training, which was so much fun. I also got to pull med coverage for the U.S. Army Special Forces, who were instructing the Georgian Special Forces teams. We also covered other training that the U.S. Army OCTs from Germany were running, and not to mention that we also taught combat life-saving, CLS, to the Georgian Army. It was a very high-profile mission that actually ended up getting canceled because Georgia and Russia went to war, and we ended up having to evacuate. In the future, I may do a more in-depth story time about that whole experience. Another fun mission I went on was when I was stationed in Germany, and a handful of soldiers got to go to Vilseck for a few weeks to help support Operation Starlight Principle, which was a joint mission between the German, U.S., and British armies. We got to train with them, and we also worked as an evac crew for the field hospital that they had set up. And the best part of the whole mission was when we got to go pull med coverage for a heavy equipment and personnel airborne drop of about 1,000 soldiers. We ended up having to call 9 real-life 9-line medevac requests, and we evacuated at least 50 soldiers that day. It was a giant mass cow event that I will always remember. These are just examples of some of the fun missions that you could end up with. This video was just supposed to go over some of the best things about being a medic. Trust me, there's plenty more things. If you want me to make a part 2 video, then please drop that in the comments. Again, I'm Kylie, just another Army vet. If you got any value from this video, then please like, comment, and share. It really helps my channel when viewers do all those things. If you want to see more videos just like this, then please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Until next time, signing out.